For over 3 decades, Mario Kart has brought people together, and then immediately driven them apart. It looks harmless. It sounds cheerful. But beneath the bright colors and bouncy music is one of the most ruthless competitive games ever created. So how did a simple racing spin-off become the best-selling racing franchise in history? Let's rewind. 1992. Super Mario Kart. In the early 1990s, Nintendo had just released F-Zero, a futuristic racing game that showcased the Super Nintendo's groundbreaking Mode 7 graphics. Mode 7 rotated and scaled flat images to simulate 3D movement, and at the time, it felt revolutionary. But F-Zero had one major limitation. It was single-player only. Shigeru Miyamoto and Nintendo's developers wanted something more social, a racing game that was slower, friendlier, and built around multiplayer fun. Early prototypes featured a generic driver in overalls, racing small karts around simple tracks. Characters were deliberately designed to be squat and chunky, so they'd remain readable on screen. Then someone asked the obvious question: what if it was Mario? The moment Mario was dropped into a kart, it clicked. Seeing him zip past another racer, mustache bouncing, immediately gave the game personality. Super Mario Kart launched in August 1992, introducing items that changed racing forever: shells, bananas, and lightning bolts. Winning wasn't just about driving well, it was about controlling chaos. Battle mode sealed the deal, letting players hunt each other in enclosed arenas until someone lost all their balloons. With 8.76 million copies sold, Super Mario Kart generated an estimated $430 million in revenue, instantly becoming one of the SNES's biggest hits, and creating an entirely new style of racing game. 1996. Mario Kart 64. Mario Kart's jump to the Nintendo 64 was transformative. Mario Kart 64 introduced fully 3D tracks with hills, bridges, and vertical drops. Multiplayer expanded to 4 players, and the game leaned even harder into controlled chaos. Donkey Kong replaced Donkey Kong Jr., Wario joined the roster, and tracks became wider and more open to encourage interaction. Then came the item that would define the franchise's reputation: the spiny shell, better known as the blue shell. Designed to target the racer in first place, it ensured no lead was ever safe. Series producer Hideki Kono has explained that Mario Kart is built around maintaining tension, keeping everyone competitive until the very end. Mario Kart 64 sold 9.87 million copies, bringing in an estimated $490 million in revenue, and cemented Mario Kart as a multiplayer staple for an entire generation. 2001. Mario Kart Super Circuit. Mario Kart's first handheld entry proved the series wasn't tied to a TV. Developed by Intelligent Systems, Super Circuit packed 40 tracks into a Game Boy Advance cartridge, including every course from the original Super Mario Kart, plus 20 new ones. While often overshadowed today, it was a technical achievement for its time and showed that Mario Kart could scale anywhere. With 5.91 million copies sold, Super Circuit generated an estimated $235 million in revenue and quietly kept the franchise dominant between console releases. 2003. Mario Kart Double Dash.
Drive. Throw stuff. Switch! Mario Kart Double Dash. Twice the hullabaloo, twice the...
Nintendo took a risk, and it paid off. Double Dash introduced a radical new mechanic: 2 characters per kart. One drove, one handled items. Players could swap roles instantly, adding strategy on top of chaos. Each character also had a unique special item, encouraging specific pairings. The roster expanded massively, introducing Daisy, Waluigi, Bowser Jr., Toadette, King Boo, and more. For the first time, players could choose vehicles with distinct stats. The game even supported 16-player LAN races using multiple GameCubes, wildly impractical and unforgettable. Double Dash sold 6.96 million copies, bringing in an estimated $350 million in revenue, and later developed a cult following that still argues it's one of the series' best entries. 2005. Mario Kart DS.
You can race against the world. It's Mario Kart DS with Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. Rated everyone.
Mario Kart DS was a turning point. It introduced online multiplayer, letting players race globally for the first time. It also added mission mode, custom emblems, and, most importantly, established retro tracks as a permanent feature of the series. Half nostalgia, half innovation, Mario Kart DS balanced accessibility with depth. It sold 23.6 million copies, generating an estimated $940 million in revenue, and proved Mario Kart could dominate handheld gaming just as hard as consoles. 2008, Mario Kart Wii. This was the explosion. Mario Kart Wii expanded races to 12 players, introduced motorcycles, mid-air tricks, and motion controls via the Wii wheel.
People ask, Jed, how easy is it to drive in the new Mario Kart Wii game?
Item balance tilted hard toward chaos. Blue shells, lightning, mega mushrooms, and POW blocks turned every race into survival mode. It wasn't perfectly balanced. It was unforgettable. With 37.38 million copies sold, Mario Kart Wii brought in an estimated $1.8 billion in revenue, becoming one of the best-selling video games of all time. 2011, Mario Kart 7. Mario Kart 7 refined the formula. It introduced gliders and underwater racing, fundamentally changing track design and adding vertical freedom. Kart customization returned, and the game focused on tighter balance while still preserving unpredictability. Mario Kart 7 sold 18.99 million copies, generating an estimated $760 million in revenue, proving the franchise's momentum hadn't slowed at all. 2014/2017, Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Mario Kart 8 raised the bar visually and mechanically. Anti-gravity racing allowed players to drive on walls and ceilings, while HD visuals and a fully orchestrated soundtrack gave the series its most polished presentation yet. When re-released as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch, it became unstoppable. Nintendo expanded it with the Booster Course Pass, adding 48 tracks and bringing the total to 96 courses, the largest Mario Kart ever made. Between the Wii U and Switch versions, Mario Kart 8 has sold over 70 million copies combined, generating an estimated $3+ billion in revenue. It is the best-selling racing game in history. Arcade and mobile expansion. Japan received 3 Mario Kart Arcade GP titles developed with Bandai Namco, featuring arcade-exclusive mechanics and guest characters like Pac-Man. While exact figures aren't public, they were commercially successful in arcades. In 2019, Nintendo launched Mario Kart Tour on mobile. Despite controversy over its monetization, it was financially massive, earning an estimated $300 to $400 million in lifetime revenue. Why Mario Kart still works. Mario Kart isn't just a racing game. It's a social experiment. Items give hope to last place and paranoia to first. Skill matters, but survival matters more. Anyone can win, and everyone can lose everything in the final seconds. As of the mid-2020s, the Mario Kart franchise has sold over 180 million copies worldwide, with estimated lifetime revenue exceeding $8 billion, making it the most successful racing franchise ever created. More than 30 years after Mario first jumped into a kart, the formula still works. Because Mario Kart isn't about being the fastest, it's about surviving the chaos and praying, just once, that the blue shell doesn't find you, until it does.